My name is Namara Ofori Robert, and I own O. Robert and Co., which was launched during the COVID pandemic, the first lockdown. The whole purpose was to bring homeware fragrances to the fore that have a sustainable edge but a clean burn. Prior to the business being launched, I did a lot of research and the answers that I got allowed me to come to the conclusion that there are two types of people that purchase candles. You get your candle enthusiasts who will spend loads of money and are looking for something quite unique. And then you've got your home buddies maybe that purchase a candle maybe on their supermarket shop and maybe burn a candle after they've cleaned their home. I wanted to make sure that I was hitting the customer in between that. So the one that is the candle enthusiast, but also has a very um, beautiful love for their home, kind of interested in homeware on a whole scale. Decided to then look at the types of candles that we do have out there and realised actually there wasn't very many candles that had like unique scents, and that's the reason why I wanted to bring something different to the fore. I looked at the fragrance wheel and realised that there are all compartments, very much like a colour wheel. So you've got your fruity, floral, fresh, and then woody. Decided to collapse floral and fruity together because I feel like they're quite good scents that could actually layer on top of each other and not smell strange. Actually, they complement each other well, and then have woody and then fresh on its own. So, adopting that concept, we then decided to launch our first scent, which was dark honey and tobacco, lime basil and mandarin, and then rhubarb and blackberry. So that's being everything and taking on every role from the creative element to production to admin, invoicing, social media, and the relationships that go on behind the scenes and establishing and keeping those relationships thriving. Yeah, I would say taking on every role can be quite daunting and can be challenging at times. However, I think as a small business, you have that opportunity to understand how each remit of the business works. So when it comes to that time to delegate out, you know exactly what standard that person you're delegating the role out to is supposed to hit. Outside of that, I think people tend to forget that behind businesses are humans. So sometimes for me, it's also kind of making that hard decision between being a businesswoman that day, actually thinking about my career, my 9 to 5, or being, you know, wife and mother and daughter and the family and friends element. So yeah, sometimes it can be quite overwhelming, but I'm very, very lucky and blessed actually that the people in my life actually understand that this is something that I'm very passionate about. And yeah, I have a really good village. To be able to build corporate relationships in such a short space of time has actually been really, really amazing. Actually, there are other businesses out there that believe in my business. And not just that, there are other businesses and other people that I've kind of met along the way that have also been able to give me really good advice about how to run a business, the pitfalls to look out for because they've been running so much longer than I have. So, Robert and Co will be launching new lines or new scents and new products outside of our current product range. And then there are some other things that Robert and Co are working on behind the scenes, just making sure that everything's in place for us to launch. And when we do, our social media followers will be the first to know. You have three pieces of advice. The first bit of advice would be to do loads of research before you start and whilst your business is growing and evolving. Second piece of advice would be to ask for help. Sometimes you could be struggling in areas. Actually, there's nothing wrong with saying, I don't understand this. How do I make this work? And three, drown out the noise of the naysayers. The only person that you need to believe in is yourself and the reason why you're establishing the business in the first place.